This meeting is being recorded.
Joining me today on the afternoon show, we have Janet Garner. Now, Janet has corporate responsibility for social programs and community programs over at BAE, and she's also the principal of the Submarine Academy. Welcome to Can Do FM, Janet.
Hello.
Now then, there's loads of community events taking place over the next 4 days, and I know that BAE have been very, very supportive to a fair few of them. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the events that you're involved with over the Platinum Jubilee?
Yeah, sure. So, we're very proud to be celebrating and supporting the Queen's Jubilee celebrations in the town. We've got such a rich heritage connected to both the royal family and what we do for the Royal Navy. So the events that we'll be involved in are the Barrow Jubilee Tea Party, which is taking place in the town square, and really hoping that that event creates that real community spirit. I think coming out of the back of COVID, it will be great for people to get together and celebrate, such a huge event, not just for the town, but for the country. And additionally, the event that's taking place on Sunday, which is the Jacobs Join.
That's Saturday.
I believe
that's Saturday, Janet. That's Saturday.
It's Saturday. Apologies. It's Saturday. I guess, taking place on Dalton Road, it's bringing people into the town centre, something that we're always looking to work with partners to support of getting more people in, and even more so with this, again, to celebrate such a momentous event. And we're hoping that the whole community can get involved in that, our colleagues from the shipyard, their families, their friends, and have a real celebration.
Yeah. And so many, it's so lovely, isn't it, actually? I mean, our gigs, events and what's happening page has been inundated with events which are taking place, big and small, right the way throughout the region. So it looks like everybody is going to be having a party at some point or other over the next 4 days.
Let's hope the sun comes out as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's forecast too. Shall we have a little bit of a break and we'll listen to some music and we'll come back and talk about BAE's wider involvement in the community. My guest this afternoon is Janet Garner, BAE, Corporate Responsibility and for community projects and principal of the Submarine Academy. Now, BAE, Janet, it's a huge employer in the area. It has a huge physical presence and a massive economic impact. How do you see BAE's role in the wider community?
Yeah, our role in the community, I agree with you, is huge. We employ almost 30% of the working age population in Barrow and the Furness Peninsula, so we absolutely recognise our responsibility, to the community, and we're always looking for, opportunities to make sure that we can make sure the prosperity that's coming into the town is absolutely felt in the community. If you look at our apprentice programs, we employ, hundreds of apprentices every year, and that's continued. Will continue to grow in line with what we need for our programs. Lots of our employees are involved in community activities, from absolutely important involvement in STEM and all of the outreach work we do with local schools, through to supporting during the pandemic with those people that were really struggling. But we continue to do that community support and community activity. Today, every day, we're always looking for, how do we make sure that A, those most in need get some support from us, but B, those people that are looking to develop their skills and looking for future employment.
I'm here this afternoon with Janet Garner from BAE Systems. Now, Janet, one of the BAE Systems is one of the region's main employers. It has a huge physical presence in the town, also massive economic impact in the area. You are involved in the wider community. What do you see as BAE's role in the wider community?
So yeah, our role in the wider community is hugely important to us. And when you look at the number of apprentices and graduates that we recruit each year, they're in their hundreds. And that's due to continue in line with the growth of our programmes. Our wider community activity involves a lot of education outreach. So, for example, we have almost 350 STEM ambassadors that go out into local community schools, working with the children, educating them on STEM and what that means for future employment. And just next week, actually, we're sponsoring the Skills Summit in partnership with FESP. And that's very much aimed at understanding the skills requirements in the area and how everyone can collaborate and work together to make sure the area gets what it needs from a skills perspective.
Yeah, and that's Furnace Enterprise Skills Partnership, if I'm correct.
It is, yeah.
It
absolutely is, yeah.
Well, it's all great stuff. All great stuff. Let's take another music break, shall we? We'll come back and talk about the future. I'm here this afternoon with Janet Garner from BAE, and we're talking about BAE's involvement in the wider community. Now, looking to the future, Janet, well, it's exciting times, really, isn't it? I mean, millions of pounds of levelling up funding have come into Barrow over the past few months, and BAE have secured some contracts for the future that, to secure the future of BAE really over the next few years. What do you see unfolding? How do you think things will change in Barrow over the next few years?
Well, I agree with you. I think there's huge opportunity in front of us. When you look at the amount of funding that's coming into the town, I think it will make a real difference. And BAE Systems have been heavily involved both through chairing the Barrow Towns Deal Board and having representation into each of the projects that have been agreed. I mean, we are heavily involved in the Learning Quarter project, massively exciting, bringing a university campus into the town. And it's really important, the university campus, because, as well as all of our apprenticeship programs, we absolutely need in the future, as do other employers in the area, those higher level skills that a university education brings. But our hope is really that also, really gets people to think about, what their aspiration is and how they can stay in their hometown and also get a, university education. So heavily involved in that, and things are progressing really, really well. Our partnership with the university is very strong. But again, it's really important to us as a business, but as important to the community. And I spend quite a lot of time stressing, the university campus is not just for the shipyard, it's for everybody. Yeah. Another project that we're heavily involved in is the community hubs that are going to be created. So we have actually put some direct funding into the Forum Community Hub to support all of the plans around that. And several other projects that, we're involved in as well, all of which, will deliver an improved, not just town centre, but an improved community in terms of, the Barrow. I mean, I truly believe Barrow will, be really put on the map, not just for the shipyard, but for, the fantastic location, the place that it is, and the people, the people that live here.
That's right. It has all the ingredients, doesn't it? And it was once a very proud town, and we seem to have lost that for some reason. No reason, we need to find that pride again.
Yeah, and it's an interesting one because, I've worked at the shipyard for 36 years, and the people that I work with, talk to every day, and particularly some of our young people, are hugely proud of what we do. Yeah. And it's the one thing that many people who come to the shipyard at Barrow really leave with a sense of how proud people are of not just what we do in the shipyard, but the town in which we exist as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's massively, exciting. We are really proud to be involved, and our involvement will continue.
That's great stuff. Good to hear. Well, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. It's been lovely talking to you, and hopefully you'll be back on again in the future, telling us a bit more about some of these projects.
Thank you very much.